Welcome back to 4-5 Sports. Today we're going to be doing like a little MLB roundup. Just talk about what's going on in the MLB. I'll swing it to Zach first because we can talk about the Rangers later.
I'm going to go division. So AL East here. We got the Rays still cooking after their hot start. Unfortunately for them, Jeffrey Springs is out for the year. And he was off to a hot start. But good for them. They have about 9 other starting pitchers that are ace caliber. And they're getting Tyler Glasnow back at some point. Orioles are 20-9 after having a good end of the year last year. They started off kind of shaky this year, but it looks like they're here to stay. Wish they could get a little bit more out of their pitching. That's still pretty brutal, other than Tyler Wells. Adley's unbelievable, already making a case for like the best catcher in baseball, and that's without their top prospect Gunnar Henderson doing anything at all. So the future looks up there. Blue Jays are good, really good lineup. Manoah's been poo-poo, and he's their ace. Gosman's been really good. Rios is still terrible. I mean, that's a team that should compete for a World Series, and they definitely could, but that lineup's way too good. And the 3 starters they got, even with Bassett was 4, they got to be better. The Red Sox are surprisingly still good, and that's without Adam Duvall, who was red hot to start the year, had something wrong with his wrist. I figured after getting rid of Bogarts, they'd be not good, but they're still got a winning record. And then the Yankees are in last currently.
At 16-15.
Even though they were hadn't lost a series like 5 series into the year.
Second in the Central.
The Central is the worst division in baseball. So. I don't know when Rodon's supposed to be back, but that's obviously a big piece. Their whole starting pitching staff is hurt, other than Garrett Cole and Domingo Germán. I think they're 7-0 when Garrett Cole throws, so they're 9-15 elsewhere. They just need any production outside of there, and they're still playing Aaron Hicks for some reason, and he is horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Even the prospects they brought up haven't been worth a penny. Volpe's keeps making errors at short. Peraza's been IKF's been but Glaber's been good, and that's a dude. I think it's his contract year, so
About time, Glaber's
you could maybe make a package with the Oswaldos or something like that, and make a trade around the deadline. It's a little too early to talk about that. I think if you take Judge out of that lineup there, horrid. And that is why he was MVP last year. I would think with their history and the dudes they should have coming back, that's a team that can turn that around, but they don't look good right now.
What's weird
3-7 in the
is
last 10.
they really don't have that bad of a record. It's just the rest of their division's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, like he said earlier, they'd be second in the Central, they'd be second in the West. It's not like they're that bad off. It's like they're in a horrible spot.
Yeah, but they knew their division, or the NL East, is the best division in baseball, so they were going to have to be good to compete, which they didn't think Rodon was going to get hurt before the season started, but the dude you made a big offer for and paid. And then we'll go to the Central. The Twins look good. Sonny Grays look really good. Pablo looks good. Joey Gallo got away from New York and is raking.
Makes sense.
Let the fans hear it too.
Yeah, sure did. They're playing pretty good. They just keep Buxton healthy, and they'll be good. Guardians are kind of weird right now. They still continue to not score any runs ever. Pitching is still there. They're just not supporting them. That division is so bad. The Tigers are in third. That's that lineup is so bad.
I would
they
thought the
have
White
no
Sox
pitching
would be better
at
than
all.
that.
The White Sox are kind of like the Cardinals right now. They just could look like they care less. I would expect the White Sox to blow it up at the deadline, especially like Dylan Cease. Cardinals have enough to trade for him, but if you don't score runs, it don't matter.
When you mean blow it up, would that even include Tim or no?
I'd say Cease, maybe Giolito,
I'd get Eloy out of there.
maybe Eloy, maybe
Luis Robert had probably the worst
maybe
run to
Luis,
first base the other day I've ever seen.
maybe Luis before Eloy. But
Get Jake Burke out of there, but
Dylan Cease is definitely the big
he's hitting
target.
good right
That'd
now.
be somebody like the Yankees go after. There's not a lot of teams that have enough to trade for him, but the Yankees are definitely one of them. They've got a lot of prospects. I guess even the Orioles, but
God.
the Orioles aren't known for making those trades. Then the Royals.
Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. If we can get it to the 9th inning, Aroldis is alright. You just have to get to the 9th inning with the lead, which just doesn't happen. So,
No, the future doesn't look bright there.
no, it's. I mean,
I'm not sure what you can even
the
do.
lineup sucks, the pitching staff sucks, the farm system sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're doing.
They're in a hole for sure, but they got a World Series out of it.
Yes.
Like,
8 years ago.
2015, yeah.
hey, Alex Gordon was good. Then we get to the West here, and we get Sammy's Rangers.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight up. I'm so surprised that we're still hot at the moment without Corey Seager. It's been about 3.5 weeks. He comes back soon, but I don't know. Josh Young, very good rookie out of Tech.
I think Rookie of the Month.
Yeah, he was rookie of the month. Hit 2 homers today and a loss to the Diamondbacks, but I mean, yeah.
Pitching staff's good.
Pitching staff
That
is good.
helps.
He-
DeGrom's hurt again.
DeGrom's
Really?
on 15, so that's already scary. He got pulled in the 4th. And Heaney's off and on, man. Sometimes he looks like he's pitching against high scorers, and then sometimes he looks like he's the high scorer on the mound.
Eovaldi's the same way, isn't he?
Yeah, I would say John Gray is even more like that than Eovaldi. I trust Eovaldi more.
Something weird here that came up to the top of my mind. Back to the Rays. Pete Fairbanks, their closer, has some like condition to where when it's cold outside, it cuts off the blood
Oh, yeah.
flow to like his fingers.
What?
So the other day he got pulled because he had no feeling in
Yeah,
his
it's
hand.
That is like one of the worst
that-
things you can do as a
anemia,
pitcher.
isn't it?
That doesn't add up for the postseason in October when it's cold outside. Like, are you just going to shelf him and not use
You
him?
better
Or
hope
what?
you're playing Miami.
You better hope you're playing at home in Trop where it's inside or
You're playing at LA.
yeah, it's like you going somewhere.
I don't even know who else is in there.
Not a good sign. I don't know how you can even avoid that because it's not like you can heat it up and then go out there. Like as soon as it gets cold, it's
I mean,
done.
yeah.
I guess you just don't use them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Keep them warm.
the Angels. They made some big moves this offseason. A couple of them are paying off. A couple of them aren't. They pulled up their draft pick from last year, Zach Neto, after he played 44 games in the minor league, and he's batting leadoff now. So that's a lot of pressure put on him, but he's been all right. Your catcher Logan O'Hoppe, who was off to a really good start, like tore his labrum or something. That sucks because he was looking good.
60 days.
Yeah. Pitchers are pretty good. Shohei's been good. Reed Detmers has been good. Sandoval's been good. Outside of that, it's kind of iffy. The bullpen's still not good at all.
Atrocious.
But, like, the hitters have been good, like 1 through 5. The back half of that is very, very hit or miss. Drury's been good. Renfro's been... But they've been all right, for sure. Rendon hasn't been
I was like,
horrendous either.
he's not the second best, third baseman in
No.
baseball he's supposed to be, but he's playing
They are above 500, though,
like
right?
a manageable third.
That's true.
Yeah.
The Astros, that's just, I mean, they're pretty mid right now, but based off their last 10 years, there's no way I'd expect that to continue. They'll be back up there anytime soon. And then the surprising one in this one is the Mariners haven't been very good. And with their lineup and their pitching staff, you'd think they'd compete for that division title pretty easily. But I know Robbie Ray is out for the year. That's probably their number 2 or 3 starter.
Again? Wasn't he out last year?
No, I think he's fine.
Oh.
Luis Castillo's been really, really good. Julio hasn't been that good, so I'd expect him to pick it
You
up.
did call that sophomore slump.
Sophomore slump.
You did call that.
I'd expect him to turn it up too. If 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 flipped, I wouldn't be shocked. But the Rangers do look pretty good right now, and they're having fun doing it, so that's always a big part of it. In the NL East, the Braves look really, really, really good. That lineup is unbelievable, as well as their pitching staff. Spencer Strider's unreal. And they don't even have all their pitchers right now, and they're just cycling them up from AAA, like Dylan Dodd and a bunch of other dudes. They're unreal.
Ronald Acuna just won
Yeah,
NL Player of the Month, didn't he?
he's back, all the way back. Didn't have it last year coming off the ACL surgery, but it looks like he's all the way back. And Sean Murphy, the dude they traded for, has been really good.
Both athletic players they have, and Matt Olson.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that Matt Olson swap with Freddie Freeman's been looking pretty good.
Yeah.
The Mets, they've done all right without Verlander. Kodai Singh has been all right. Scherzer has not been very good. I wouldn't expect that to continue. I'd say they'll still make the playoffs, but they don't look like they're as good as they were last year, for sure. And they haven't been very good in their last 10, but I feel like the lineup's way too experienced to not be good. I feel like I'm not going to count them out. No. The Marlins are only good because of Luis Ariz and Sandy Alcantara. If you take Luis Ariz out of there, I think they'd get no hit every single game.
Oh my god.
Because he has the chance to bat like 390.
He's 435 right now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They've got like a big outfield, so hitting gap to gap is really, really easy. And people didn't know if he could still continue to hit. And
That's ridiculous.
dude breaks. The Phillies have not been good, but they're getting their captain Bryce Harper back, so I'd expect them to be pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Nationals still suck. And back to Phillies, actually. Trey Turner hasn't been that good. That'll change for sure. Has to. He's way too good.
You said Schwarber's been second. Huh?
Yeah.
He picked it up.
He kind of always has his ups and downs where he strikes out a lot. He's got a lot of swing and miss like Trout. But
I know he started the season horrendous.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I thought he picked it back
0
up.
for 15 to start the season.
Yeah, Trey hasn't been very good either. To
But
his standards, but
You could say for both of those guys, they can feel a lot of less pressure with knowing Bryce Harper will be in the lineup now.
and JT hasn't been good either.
No.
But those are all three dudes that mash that should be.
Their pitching
They
staff
should
has
be
also
just fine.
sucked.
Brandon Marsh has been their
Yeah,
best
Nola
hitter.
and Wheeler haven't been
No.
the real Nola and Wheeler, but their young guys have been good. And Nola's got a 4.4 ERA, and Wheeler's got a 3.8. Falter's got a 5. Taijuan Walker, their addition from the Mets, has been no good, like 7 ERA.
Jeez.
Oof.
But they weren't great going into the deadline last year, and then ended up in the World Series, so they'll probably be fine. The Nationals, they're just having fun. They're not very good, but they're not good. They'll stay right where they are. The Pirates, for some reason, are really, really good. Makes no sense. Dudes like Rowanzi Contreras and Mitch Keller have been really good pitching, which I didn't see. Maybe Mitch Keller I could see, but Rowanzi, no. That's without O'Neal Cruz, too, who
Really?
broke his ankle sliding into home because he decided way too late to slide. Yeah, Brian Reynolds has been raking. Gion Bay has been raking.
And the contract they got Reynolds on it's a pretty
Yeah.
good contract. You didn't
Yeah,
pay him
he
that
was-
much.
He was offended that they didn't offer him a whole lot, and then started mashing, and they started winning games. And yeah, he's batting .330. Keegan Hayes has been good. Andrew McCutcheon has been really, really good coming back, and dudes like Connor Joe been great. I don't know where that came from, but I don't know if it'll continue or not. But they're having fun doing it. Like I said, that's a key factor. The Brewers. Same old, really, really good pitching staff, and that's without Brandon Woodruff right now. They're young guys kind of carrying them because Yelich still sucks for some reason. Ever since he won the MVP, they're always pretty steady. Win two, lose one type of team. They'll probably stay right where they are. The Cubs, outside of Dansby, aren't great. Pitching staff's not
Bellinger's
good.
picked it up a little bit.
Other than
That's
Stroman, yeah, actually Belly's hitting like 300. I forget about that.
Yeah.
But,
Well, at the very beginning it was bad, but he's picked it up.
outside of Stroman, there's not much pitching there. They'll probably stay third place for sure. Could go up, probably won't go down. The Reds have all right starting pitching: Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, but they've got good prospects down in the farm, like Christian Encarnacion Strand from Oklahoma State. He's been mashing, and Ellie De La Cruz. I would expect those dudes to be up there pretty shortly.
also swept the Rangers. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Dudes like Spencer
All-
Steer, Tyler Steele.
No. I was gonna say all by one, but one time it'd be that's fine.
They'll be decent for sure. Cardinals look horrific. They don't look like they have a care at all. Like they're showing up to a 9 to 5 every day. They don't care at all. None of them do. The only one worth a damn right now is Paul Goldschmidt. We brought up our number one prospect to start the year, and he was on like a 12-game hitting streak, and then we sent him down to work on his swing.
I was gonna ask you about what your thoughts were on that.
I
I know that was a
What
very
in the
controversial.
I know
league.
part of it is we have 5 outfielders, and they needed to bring Paul DeJong back up. Why? I couldn't tell you. So the only thing was, well, Jordan Walker's working on a swing right now, so why not send him down to work some things out? His first at bat down there, it goes yard.
Nice.
Don't know if we've hit a home run since then. We've got four middle infielders, and the only one that won't sit a game is Paul DeJong, even though he is today, and he's arguably the worst of the 4. I don't know why they have such a hard on for him. I hate him.
Is Nolan Gorman still up? Or did he...
Nolan has been really good. I think he probably leads the team in homers. He's just
He sure does.
hasn't been great in home or great in the field. I would take DeJong out of the lineup and I don't want to say Dylan Carlson because he's the best outfielder, but I'd bring up the young dudes that will bring energy and see if that can spark anything at all. And if that doesn't work, then you know how important Yachty was last year. Pitching staff's been horrific. You do get Waino back Saturday, which he probably gives up 3 homers a game. So I don't know if having his presence around, like the veteran presence, will do anything. But if not, then that just shows that Yachty and Pujols last year were the only reason we were good.
How is Contreras doing? Bad.
No, and for some reason Andrew Kisner's employed to catch and hit. He's probably batting 130 and has a worse OPS than our 5 starting pitchers in 2019 hitting for themselves when there's no DH. So like Adam Wainwright was a better hitter than Andrew Kisner.
That's impressive.
Something's got to change. If not, this is the worst start in 50 years, by the way. Haven't ever, not in my lifetime have we ever sucked. We've missed the playoffs like twice, 2 or 3 times. But those teams were above 500. We've never been 10 and 20 through 30 games. Dodgers, still the freaking Dodgers. 5 freaking ace-like pitchers. Dudes like Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, you're always going to be good. And anything you get from those other players are house money. Trace Thompson gives you a 3 home run game. And Sure.
Isn't Dustin May like?
Dustin May's been
carving shit?
good. Kershaw has been really, really good for some reason,
Really?
even though he's like 900 years old. He threw like 7 scoreless innings against us the other day, which normally I wouldn't say was much, but that game was actually televised, and he was dropping curveballs out of the sky for the strike zone. It just looked unhit.
And Max Muncy's getting you at least 1 run a game now. I mean, he leads them in homers.
Your young dudes, Vargas and
He might lead the MLB in homers.
Vargas has been good, and that other bastard, James Outman. D-backs are good just because of their young guys, and Zach Gallen went on his another freakish streak of not allowing a run. Merrill Kelly's been all right. That team will continue to stay right around 500 and up. The Padres brought up Tatis, and he hasn't done a whole lot. Bogarts has been good. Machado's been really bad, kind of like Nolan Arenado for some reason. That's kind of shocking with how good their lineup is, and even their pitching staff, for them to be right around 500. The Giants, they're just not a fun team to watch, really. There's Jock, Brandon Crawford. That's about it. Logan Webb's really good. Alex Cobb's been good. The rest of those dudes are not very good. They had a fun game in Mexico where they hit like 45 homers.
Dude, the elevation of that stadium is ridiculous.
Yeah. The Rockies, Chris Bryant finally hit his first home run at Coors after being there for
They got hurt.
a year and a half.
too.
Yeah.
And they also lost by a lot that game.
Yeah. They're still just horrid.
Yeah, they're
They got CJ Crone. That's it. I don't know if you get rid of him
that
or
is
not.
the lineup. Is CJ Crone.
There's one team worse than the Royals.
That is.
The Athletics.
Yeah.
Even
They
though
might
scored
set the
more
record
runs
for
than
most
us.
losses ever. So
We might
we'll be
too.
on that. We'll be on that tracker for sure.
We are 1-13 at home.
They had
How do
5,000
you do that?
people in attendance.
Yeah, they're going to Vegas.
Oh yeah. Who knows? Athletics suck.
Minus 118 run differential.
It's down to that now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's horrible.
I thought 100
And
was
what's
bad.
crazy, they've scored 20 more runs than the Royals. Wow. They're just giving up like 200.
They did
Yeah,
indeed
they're
beat
only
the Rangers
on the
once.
right spot was Mason Miller, who had a no-hitter going into the 8th last night, then got pulled. Way to go A's.
they blow it up.
Didn't know you tanked that bad in baseball. All right, then you guys were watching the video. Comment down below who's going to win the World Series. Early prediction.